All very mysterious. Let's try and untangle the mysteries with Michael Parsons, who's a Bitcoin expert and previously advised the government on virtual currency. Thanks so much for coming in, Michael. First of all, Craig Wright, do you think it is him who created the Bitcoin?
I think Craig Wright was probably part of a team, but whether he was the leader of the team or whether he is the man, we don't know. I would say it's a Scottish verdict. It's unproven. That being said, there's two very eminent people. One is Gavin Andreessen and a very well-known cryptographer who've come out positively identifying and saying that yes, he is the man, he is the man. But I've not had time to study the detailed analysis myself, so I wouldn't want to give a positive opinion, yes, it's him. I think the jury is still out.
Okay, the jury's out. Just tell us a bit more about what Bitcoins are, because a lot of people, I think, probably not very familiar with exactly what it is. It's worth about £300, isn't it?
That's right. It's worth about £302 per Bitcoin, and it does fluctuate. It is quite volatile. But Bitcoin is the world's first digital cryptographic currency. What that means is, if you want to make digital payments without Bitcoin, you have to go through your bank. But now you can make digital payments without going through your bank, from person to person, mobile phone to mobile phone, in the same way that you can transfer cash. So if I give you a £5 or £10 note, I don't need to go through a bank. I just pass it through to you.
And I think you've even got a Bitcoin debit card, haven't you?
I've got a Bitcoin debit card which is linked to my Bitcoin wallet. That allows me to spend Bitcoins anywhere in the world on the Visa network. So if I spend that in the UK, the merchant receives pounds and I get charged in Bitcoins at the current market rate.
Now, Bitcoins have been seen as something that's used by the criminal fraternity in the dark web, if you like, the sort of hidden underworld of the internet. Is that still the case?
I think it's still possibly the case, but it's a very, very small amount. I mean, most of the movement of funds in the criminal fraternity is done through physical dollar bills and large value euro bills. And I think criminals would be ill-advised to use the Bitcoin to transfer money, because all the transfers are publicly shown on the blockchain. And there's a company which can analyse those transfers and pinpoint who's behind them.
So we've had Craig Wright saying he is the creator of the Bitcoin. Does it actually matter who created it? I mean, it's quite interesting to know, but it's not actually essential, is it?
Bitcoin was designed released 8 years ago into the wild, and since then it's become much, much larger, beyond even the inventor's dreams, whoever he or she or they may be. And I think the core development now is probably 10 times what it was when it was first announced. But the key thing about Bitcoin isn't Bitcoin itself, it's the underlying technology, which is called blockchain. And blockchain is now being used by, or being looked at by, many of the world's banks. In fact, there's a consortium run by R3, and there's about 45 banks in that consortium, and they're looking at Bitcoin just now. And I myself advise various companies on blockchain technology and how it can be used in the real world to replace databases, for example.
All very fascinating and slightly confusing, but thank you very much indeed for being with us. Michael Parsons there, Bitcoin and blockchain expert. Now, the